Chapter 11. Belle released the cherry tree. She looked around wildly. How does this happen? She stammered. Stunned, she touched her dress to make sure it was real. The silk rustled under her hands. She looked at her feet. Her leather boots had been replaced by the delicate satin slippers. Her hands were one to her hair. It was styled high up on her head. They fluttered to her neck. A cluster of jewels rested against her collarbones. Sapphire, she said, looking down at them. I'm wearing sapphires. No one in the villager owned one sapphire, never mind the flawless dozen set in the exquisite necklace. The sudden transformation was dizzying. Belle squeezed her eyes shut and counted to 10, certain what when she opened them, she would be wearing her old blue dress again, but no. Still unable to believe what had happened, Belle stepped out from under the tree into the light emanating from the chateau. The better to see herself, she didn't realize it, but she was now standing so close to the staircase that she could have reached out and touched one of the stone lions lying at its base. A group of guests, high-spirited and laughing, walked past her. One of them, a young woman, looked her up and down. What a gorgeous gown, she said, hooking her arm through Belle's. Do tell the name of your dressmaker, she begged, pulling Belle up the stairs and into the fire. My gown? This one? Belle stuttered, wondering how she would answer her. Luckily, she didn't have to. A young man came to her and then whispered something into a woman's ear. She burst into laughter and swatted him with her fan, releasing Belle, then seemed to forget all about her as the young man led her away. The entryway was thronged with people. Music rose over their laughter. Candles flickered crazily. The scent of the roses were heady. Arched doorways led off the foyer in the 3 different directions. Another sweeping staircase led to the upper levels. Belle started to panic. She didn't know which way to go or what to do. May I? Said a voice. Belle turned on her right and looked into the pair of amused gray eyes. They belonged to the young man, perhaps only a year or 2 older than she was. He was wearing a pale green frock coat. His thick, dark hair was pulled back and tied with a black ribbon, and a half-smile played about his lips. It would be my sincere pleasure to escort you, he said. Escort me where? Belle asked, dazed. Why, to meet the Countess. But where am I? At the Countess's summer ball, at her estate, just outside of the Paris. Paris, Belle said, not daring to believe it. I'm in a chateau on the edge of Paris? The young man bent his head to hers. Of course, isn't that what a good story does? It pulls you in and never lets you go. He offered Belle his arm. The Countess des Morts wishes to meet you, he said, and the Countess is not one of be kept waiting. Belle was taken back by the Countess's title. Thérèse des Morts, she echoed. Lands of the Dead? I'm not sure I wish to meet her. The young man laughed. It's a horrible title, I agree. It was given to an ancestor of the Countess's. After he'd won a particularly blonde battle, it is much fiercer than she is, I promise you. Belle hesitated. What is this place? She asked. A bit of magic like all good books. The man replied, an escape. A place where you can leave cares and worries behind. He smiled. At least for a chapter or 2. He offered her his arm. Belle bit her lip. She cast a glance behind her. It wasn't too late to leave. It wasn't too late to run out of the chateau. Down the drive, through the portal, and back to the Beast's castle. But there she could only read stories. Here it seemed she could leave one. I must return to the Countess, the young man said, lowering his arm. Turn Nevermore's pages if you wish, or close its cover. The choice is yours. He bowed, then turned to leave. Wait, Belle cried. He turned back to her, a questioning look on his face. Belle looked into her beautiful eyes again. They sparkled with mystery and a hint of mischief. Paris, a grand mansion, a mystery countess, and an elegant escort, she thought. The story was off to the tantalizing start. Shall we? The young man asked. Belle took a deep breath. Yes, she replied, we shall.